3 it up. Hit for 4, draw 2 lands. White source. Red source. Right wave. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Thank you all so much for taking the time to support the channel. I hope you're having a magical day. Red, white, and green +1/+1 counters within the top 600 mythic rank. We're playing against not only the best decks in the world, but the best players as well. In today's video, we'll break down the deck list, talk about the strategies and synergies within, demonstrate all of this within the gameplay footage, giving you a deeper understanding, and then finally we'll wrap up with our closing thoughts, deck review, and of course card of the day. Make sure to like the video to show your support, subscribe to the channel, maybe even leave some love down below in the comments. Of course, we also have the Linktree link and the deck list in the description below. Let's take a look at the deck. Alrighty, we are in standard best of 1 Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, a 2.5 average mana value with 30 creatures and 6 non-creatures, 24 lands in the build. Naya is the color combination of green, white, and red, typically a combo or aggro deck, of course, you know, still within the realm of, you know, very much mid-range, but typically not seeing the control Naya decks, really. It's fairly rare. However, they do exist. There are outliers. With that being said, through today's morning education, this is a +1/+1 counter deck. Literally everything in the build focuses around that +1/+1 counter. The Allenbach Escort for 1 is a 1/1 with Vigilance. You can sacrifice it to give target creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it, lifelink, and indestructible until the end of turn. So this is fairly important to have indestructible as an aggro deck to avoid any of your opponent's removal, which is really nice. We also have the Selfless Samurai, and now this is actually the only card that doesn't use +1/+1 counters other than Lizard Blades. For 2 mana as a 2/2, whenever a warrior or samurai you control attacks alone, it will gain lifelink, and you can also at instant speed sacrifice the Selfless Samurai to give another target creature we control indestructible until the end of turn, right? So there's a few creatures to help ensure that our more important creatures have indestructible late game. We mentioned Lizard Blade, so we may as well talk about it. For 2 mana as a artifact creature, Equipment Lizard, a 1/1 with double strike. Equipped creature has double strike if you do equip it through the reconfigure for 2. So, you know, putting this on a bad boy will, or bad girl, I suppose, will not only give it double strike, but it will also now ensure that that creature is modified. As a modified creature is something that has a +1, well, any form of counter, in this case +1 counters, or equipments or auras, right? So we have +1 counters and we have equipment in this build to modify creatures, and then Kodama of the West Tree for 3, a 3/3 legendary creature spirit with reach. Modified creatures you control have trample, and whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Woof. So this will allow you to play multiple lands in your turns. They do come in tapped, but it will really set up your following turns, and that's just kind of like the default that we get. What we're really looking for is the trample, right? Modified creatures have trample. So now we have trample, we have double strike. Let's get down and dirty. We also have Angel Fire Ignition. This is quite nice for 3 mana at sorcery speed, putting 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. It gains Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, and Haste until the end of turn, and then you can recast it on the following turn for 4. And, you know, that's about the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So literally we have every single keyword that, well, we don't, you know, there's some we don't have, but we have the ones that matter, the killer keywords, if you will, as you'll see the deck name here. Moving away from that, if our opponent is going to target anything with a +1/+1 counter, the Swarm Shambler for 1 is a 0/0, enters the battlefield with a counter on it, and whenever a creature you control with a +1 counter on it becomes a target of a spell an opponent controls, create a 1/1 green insect creature token, and then we can pay 1 to tap it to put a counter on itself, increasing those +1/+1 counters with your spare mana is quite nice. Of course, you can throw Angel Fire on it, attack with Vigilance, and then tap it, which is pretty cool as well for that extra point of damage, potentially. +1/+1 counters at the beginning of each combat through the Luminarch Aspirant for 2 mana as a 1/1 on target creature we control is quite nice, you know, basically modifying anything that we want. Also modifying anything that we want for 4 is the Thundering Reiju, a 3/3 with haste, and whenever it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then, the Reiju will deal X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of modified creatures you control other than itself. This is fantastic because literally every card that we play will be modified. It's not uncommon to be dealing 3 damage, 4 damage, 5 damage directly to your opponent with this ability, not to mention the creature's non-legendary, so it stacks. Oof. Helena and Alina partners for 4, 2/3, first strike reach. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters on another target creature. It gains haste as well, where X is equal to Helena and Alina's power. So you can push up Helena and Alina, and then that increased power of hers will now help push up our other creatures at an expedited rate as well, which is super nice, right? And then again, everything's going to have trample too. Showdown of the Scalds. 2 copies of this for 4 mana when it enters play. Exile the top 4. We may play those until the end of our next turn. On our following draw steps, whenever we cast a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. You know, the survivability through, you know, the card restock or value is nice because sometimes you do run out of cards, right? There's a field wipe and it's like, well, I need to get going again. Showdown of the Scalds will help you do that, which is nice. And then also, you know, it's pretty aggro just with those +1/+1 counters in this specific deck because, you know, we have trample, we have double strike, so every +1/+1 counter that we distribute is basically 2 +1/+1 counters if you want to think of it that way, because the creature is going to be getting that value through the double strike, which is nice. So, you know, strategies and synergies here. Get those creatures out, get them modified, protect them with indestructible, give them double strike, and super bash your way to Mythic. There's really nice land here. It is very, very consistent, I'm finding. We don't need all basic lands for Kodama because, you know, what do you need 30 mana for, right? You pull 3, 4, 5 extra basic lands and you're going to be okay. We have the forest. We have 2 mountains and 2 plains as well for a total of 5, and 5 extra mana on your opponent is enough. Like, yeah, sure, you could do more, but you really don't need it. Even getting an extra 1 or 2 is going to drastically change the outcome of the game. So, you know, it's something that we're working with. I think 5 is enough because you're winning the game, right? You have trampled, double strike. You don't need to pull all of the land round after round because you have just 1 already through damage. You understand? Seed of the Empire, 4 damage to blocking or attacking creature. Crucible, 2 1/1s, which is nice with haste. And then the Who Endures, creature, artifact, enchantment, removal, and land, which is quite nice. And then they grab a land. So really consistent deck for climbing Mythic. I think we went, you know, I don't know, from 800 or 900 to the top 600, which is really cool in today's matches. And, you know, much like the Gruul aggro deck, which does contain a lot of these aspects, I think this build is fantastic. Kodama, the West Tree, Lizard Blades, you know, you're getting down and dirty, and now we've included white. You have Angel Fire, you have the Indestructible, you have Luminarch Aspirant, and the refill of the Scald. So this deck is looking juicy, you guys. I love it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to like the video as well, subscribe to the channel, share it to all of your friends in the chat rooms. Ooh, check out this new Hello Good Game video. More importantly than that, have a magical day, and enjoy today's gameplay. On the draw, turn 1, skip 2, play 3. There's turn 2. So this is the white source, this is the green source, this is the red source. Beautiful. The pup draws a card. I like it. Grabbing Indestructible. Hopefully they don't have Exile. No attacks. And turn. Lizard Blades is chillin'. I think the Luminarch is a better 2-drop if you have the Escort out already. Okay, so they're buffing up a creature. And... Oh, wow. We take it, no blocks. Our turn. Land. Tree it up. Hit for 4. Draw 2 lands. White source. Or red source. Right, we have dominantly those mana symbols within our hand, so that's where we're going with that. I'll take 3 damage again. Naturalist is good. Worried about enchantment-based exile. Going real wide. And then focus on the double strike. Two lands here. Can't complain. Like, you have 8 lands out to their 3. Hey. We cannot complain. I like that a lot. Kodama is OP, man. Like, wait, is that a modern card? Okay, this is what I was worried about, though. We lose Kodama, which is our trample. And then we lose Lizard Blades, which is our double strike. No, they take the aspirant. Thankfully, we have all this land, and I wonder what we'll do with it. Oh, I wonder what we'll do with it. We should have actually equipped the blade again, in case they deal with something. With that 2 extra mana. Equip the blade to the Shambler, push way up on it, and then attack. I mean, this is fine. I do think that we may have missed a little there. This way we can dump into the Shambler, though, right? Another circle. That dodges the Shambler's ability as well. Announcement. Okay, they're holding on. Can they survive? Shambler up. Let's push them both up. And we can put a counter on Shambler here to 5. Is it enough? Yep. Beautiful! All thanks to the Kodama, you know, super ramp. I don't even know how to describe it, right? It's like, oh, you know, here's an extra 3 land. It's like, that should take you 3 turns to accumulate, 2 minimum. And then the rest of the game is just like, okay, you know, let's finish it up. It's all good, though. Going first. Huh. I mean, Kodama, right? We just need the 3rd land. Blizzard Blades will, you know, in good time, Kodama will get the land we need. 669, nice. Right? Very extra nice, right? I think that was a double mulligan, though. Off to the races. We have protection if we can just survive. One turn. Give me one turn. Okay. No land. I still swing. Because we can block with the samurai, and I don't want to just allow them to build up, right? Kind of nerve-wracking, but you have to go for it. Yikes. That's what we can't protect against. There seems to be a lot of this today. She's a brick house! Right, I mean, we're breaking. Three lizard blades? Ah, shuffler's fine. This is not good, man. Need the fourth land to equip. Lifelink is decent. That's actually not something I considered building the deck. Not that we need it. It's just indestructible that I like. Fifth land. Ranger's class is great. For one, I may add. Counters on the naturalist. I will still block it. Oh, most definitely. Just in case they have something else. Like a snake skin. I don't care about the indestructible on it because we have another copy. Could kill the dog. I think we're just chilling though. Next turn we can tap the seat, play the blades, play the second seat, equip it. I don't think they attack. They'd rather have the announcement flip. Play the blades. Double strike trample. Too bad it's a spirit, not a warrior. Is it a race? I mean, they hit for a lot. And they're casting creatures off the top, which I doubt they have a lot of. It's probably mostly enchantments, right? Instant speed removal on the tree? It would make me so sad. They're taking it. We get 2 lands, which is the most helpful thing. Red source, white source. They're down to 12. We're at 22. You know, we've got blades for the other family members also. Naturally. They don't have many creatures, you guys. What? I'll snap my neck. Are you kidding me? Well, you don't get rank 669 without top decking 3 naturalists. That's incredible. Woof. Holy Toledos. Dang, yo. That's yummy. Yeah, that's looking good there, Bill. Grabbing 2 more land. A bunch of life. Like 10 life, 10 damage being represented here. They can easily block it, but we've got indestructible, right? So. And the best thing is, Angelfire has flashback, so we retain access to it for next turn as well. Let's take the first strike. Take second strike. But what about third strike? And, yeah, I mean, let's blade out again. They need exile on Kodama. Yeah, Ember Cleave plus life gain. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, and indestructible. But we don't have hexproof, and now that is becoming the problem. Once again, though, we retain trample through Angelfire. We still have double strike, but not a very big body. And there's a lot of life gain over there. There is a lot of life gain over there. They could gain 8 life. Woof. Clutch exiles today by everyone we're facing. It's like, you know, I have indestructible. Where's all the removal? Destroy damage effects. It's like, no, we're using enchantment-based exile now. Everyone is. No, not everyone. Just these 2 matches here. So it seems like everyone, you know, but 2 out of a billion. Right? Do they attack? Do they defend? Only they know. No double strike damage. Dang. And they have so much defense. We could throw the samurai in front and then sack one. We don't need to protect our life, though. We do want to interrupt this damage. Yikes. Reiju, go! No trample yet, so let's stack our counters here. No. Okay, indestructible actually working. It's actually doing what it's supposed to. It's just a single block. We only gain 4 life because there's no second strike, no trample. We still have indestructible through the Allenbach escort on it, though, thanks to the +1 counter it provides. Wow. Are you kidding me? I didn't expect this. I didn't think Rangers class would be a problem. I was like, oh, they're just playing all these enchantments, but they're enchantment creatures is what they are. We are so screwed. Like, ultra screwed. Yeah, add more pain here. Exile my Reiju. Please do. Wow. That's incredible. It's the Catilda that's a problem now, right? Like, if it wasn't for Catilda, we could get this. But this is not happening. Oops. It doesn't have a counter. I was going to give it indestructible. My bad. We just lost a Lizard Blades. We didn't need to protect against the damage. I'm just playing like a goon right now. Like, we're just dead. Look at this 12-12. That's crazy. That's so messed up. Catilda just comes back on another creature. Oh my gosh. Because they're just replaying Catilda. $35. We can defend against the Naturalists, but we're taking like 2,000 damage here. Oh, and they copy the ability? Oh my lord. Oh my lord. I might start crying. Wow. 3 Weavers, 3 Naturalists. Talk about a god draw. 2 Weddings, 2 Circles. That's incredible. We're still just dead, but I had to block something. 35 on the nose, right? It's not worth playing another round. Like, they're getting so much life. That was abusive. I could tell that threw it all over the edge. Wow. Lucky exiles the whole time for them, too. Oh, we are on the draw. That's fine. The hand's alright. Looking for a third and fourth land, a green and red source. Ideally. That's not either. Not what we want. I guess that could take turn 3 if we do get a green source. Professor. A little searchity-doos. That's the next best thing, I guess. I'm assuming they run more exile, though. Frustrating, but we'll get over it. Innkeeper. And then sciences, which is good. Grabbing that land. Spending the treasure to ensure next turn's land drop seems weird. You should keep the treasure and then just use that next turn. Let's just stack. We only have indestructible on 1. We can swing for 4. Block the professor. We take it. We survive as well. And turn. Angel Fire is up. Worst case scenario. Hitting for 9 trample. Paladin's class is okay. We don't mind. Take our turn. 4th land. Ooh. Is that a field wipe? Like, is that a Doomscar? This is going to be big damage. Right, 3 damage to our opponent. And then we put the counter on ourselves as well. So it's like Reiju just hit for 7. You know what I mean? That's massive. And we have indestructible if they do field wipe. There it is. May keep Reiju alive. I think. Pretty sure. Another Paladin's class. Let's go. Oh, that's not a green source. Dang it, I thought it was. I got all excited. It's like, oh, let's go. Well, shoot. We can Angel Fire. Hit for 7. Up to 27 as well. Teleportation Circle is not going to happen. Good game. Woof. We needed it. 691. We go first on 1 land. There's really good cards here. But 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 24 lands. Say, I still have to mulligan. Don't be a dingus, HGG. You're so greedy, bro. Selfless goes. In tapped. It's a green source. This can go either way. It'll go as a red source because Reiju is double red. We don't have a double white. And then, this can be our first modified, I guess. Unless we pull our 4th land, which would be ideal. Hermit out. We're chilling. We should have attacked first, maybe. But I don't want to lose the samurai. Like, if they get some big idea that, like, oh, I'm going to get rid of that samurai. I don't want that. This is beautiful. Hopefully there's no counterspell. That should do it. Nice. Could be a bounce spell. Let's give it indestructible. Let's push up the tree. Hit for 4. Grab the land. Doesn't matter what color. Let's grab a white source. 2 white, 2 red, 1 green. Shambler's also in play now. Hopefully this doesn't transform. It does not, but I don't think we're blocking either if they decide to attack. If I were them, I would, as we have trample. 2 mana up. This needs to be countered. Three damage from Reiju's ability, which is fantastic. And then we will have 8 trample damage. If they're targeting Reiju, it has to be now, because if they wait, the Swarm Shambler ability is there, right? And we'll make insects from this, which is nice. So if there is interaction, it's here. But they should have interacted before the trigger of this, right? They're phasing us out. And that's 2 insects here with the Shambler. Okay. I think they mitigated that damage, didn't they? Now we're hit for 3. They have a Syncopate. Let's try to get the Luminarch out, and I guess they say that's enough. You've got the win. Good game. Without saying it. Because what you really should do is, hello, good game, and then concede. And I'll be like, man, that person was so cool. I like this march. That's pretty cool. Odama needs to be dealt with. Going first. Playing a little slow. Really relying on land drops. We risk it for the biscuit. No, play this as a red source slow. If anything, that's a green source and Lizard Blade on 2. Skip the escort for now. Right? We didn't draw land, so that's the first problem. Let's see if it becomes a greater issue here. Yes, it does. We take our 2 damage. Here's a 1 draw. I mean, we have a play, but it's like... oof. Good luck hitting one of these 4 drops on curve. That's out the window. Yikes. That has got to be a good game. Nice. It's not like there's 24 land in the deck or anything. Look at us go. Off to the races. It's funny because, you know, now we're just as desperate for a 4th land. Right? No! This is still a match somehow. I mean, this gets wrecked, obviously. This is still a match somehow. A Jin-Gitaxias. Okay. Can't counter my land, boy. Can't counter my creature, boy. Are you willing to lose Jin-Gitaxias? No, you're not. Alright. I'd assume there's a field wipe. Oh, Goldilocks in his house. Swinging for 4. No blocks. We take it down to 16. Ready, you go! Let's push up Reiju. Here's the interaction. Calamity out. They copy it with Jin. And they doubles? Like, I don't know. We're going to have to see. 2 Cinderclasms. Before the counters go out too. Nice. And then a Dragon's Fire. Are they already dealing 3 damage? Or they don't know because they've not looked at these other cards. Woof. This is oppressive. It's good to see it work, but I mean, I bricked so hard, so it's like, you know, congratulations. I'm happy to fulfill the role of Sparky for you. Your go or I'm gonna concede, bro. Show us the combo, baby. No attacks their turn. $16 damage here we have to block. Taking 9. No creature for the ignition. Brutal. Still just dead as they counter this, as it's an artifact. Why don't you take this instead? Going first. I have to mulligan this. The hand is not cooperative. Yikes. Okay. I think I toss a land. Because they might deal with Kodama, and then I've got a second, right? And we already have 3 to get it, and I'm pretty sure we'll get 4. We also have 2 red sources for it, so, you know, just looking for 1 land in the next 3 turns. That's fairly acceptable, right? Let's keep that as removal. This can be the green source. Let's chill. Right, I don't know. Maybe we'll hold on to this as removal because we don't necessarily have a problem with land. There's that 4th for Reiju. Do they exile the West Tree? Of course they do. Of course they do. For 4. Down to 16. There's no block. You would, wouldn't you? This will cast for 3. This will cast for 2, or channel. Oh, we do have the white source. A 3rd exile? I'll lose my mind. We need the mana reduction on it during the attack phase. This is perfect, though. We kill both creatures. Right? The Rage you can defend as the 4/4 token, because it had 4 mana. That cannot feel good, and this isn't. This is going to feel worse. That land, thin it out. A white source. I think we should hold on to this. Typically it costs 4, costs 3 right now. We don't have access to it. There's a 6/6 though, right? I like that. Oh, Adeline is very good. Oh no! We should have put it on Kodama. Such a dingling. That physically hurts my being. Ouch. Showdown's nice. Right, just kind of folding out. Here's Indestructible. Not good against Exile. Like, this isn't the worst. No attacks. At least we can block and survive, right? That's their 5th land. I'm nervous, man. Mono White is a good deck. Scald helps catch us up value-wise. But we do have to take a whole turn to do it. Okay, reducing damage. Still seems fairly interesting. A secondary hole. They take the Samurai? Well, that's a misplay. Well, not a misplay, but... They're tapped, so it doesn't matter where it goes. I still would rather not involve Kodama. Even though it doesn't matter. We're at 24. Adeline has Vigilance. So, you know, we're just blocking this with the Indestructible token. Blocking their 1/1, or their 2/2, I guess. Is the Intrepid. We have 8 mana. I'm going to push up Kodama. There's a counter here as well. Pretty sure we just slam in. Did they double block? And then they're taking a bunch on the side, right? We do 3 to them. Because they're blocking 1, right? We get in. Gain some life. Grab a land skis. Six mana, 2 in hand. An elite spellbinder finds our Who Endures, which can kill the shield, actually. That might be our best play there. Oh, Thalia's great. A little late. Woof. So this isn't actually a cast, but we still take it. We play Kodama just for the showdown, right? And then we keep the old one, Rage You. We'll deal 3, and then we have 5, 12, 13 damage coming through, which is a lot on top of that. Holy Toledos! Killer keywords indeed. What are we missing? Hexproof, Death Touch. I mean, I guess there's lots, like Shroud. There's lots that we don't have. And there's a ton that we don't have training. Things like this. But of the core keywords, Death Touch, Hexproof are the 2 that I'm thinking of. Let me know what I'm missing in the comments below. Did you guys like the deck? Comment, subscribe, share the channel, like the video, and check out Card of the Dizzy. Let's go. Alrighty. I mean, one second. I gotta screen out just so I can see, and then I can read in my side screen. Moog, Fury of Akum for 6 mana, a legendary creature, Minotaur Warrior. Each creature you control gets +1/+0 for each time it has attacked this turn. That's pretty cool with that new Samurai, right? Additional combat phases. And then there's Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control this turn, if it's your main phase, there's an additional combat at the end of this, an additional combat phase after this phase. At the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures you control so they too can attack. Boom! That's a full art, alternative art, which is pretty cool, right? That's mythic as well, but it's priceless because we put it in the Titan Shield sleeves, of course. Much more than that available within our link tree, which is cool. And thanks again, you guys. Have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.